Morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're tuning in from around the world. Welcome to the JNF AMHSI High School in Israel radio station located here in Hod Sharon on our main campus here in Israel. And we have a very special guest with us today, don't we, Jake?
We do, absolutely. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Joshua Levy. I was an alumnus from summer of 2000, actually.
Wow, Joshua Levy, an alumnus from 2000, that's 16 years ago.
16 whole years, yes.
16 whole years. And you are originally from Palm Beach?
I'm really from West Palm Beach, Florida.
From
yes.
West Palm Beach, Florida, all the way now to Tel Aviv, suburb of New York.
The Tel Aviv suburb of New York. Yes,
New York, Manhattan to be exact.
Manhattan, yeah.
Not the
Brooklyn.
boroughs. Brooklyn's cool.
I work in Brooklyn.
Well, now
actually.
Brooklyn's really cool.
Brooklyn's very cool. That's what I do for a living, is making Brooklyn cool.
People are migrating from New York to Brooklyn these days, is what I hear.
It's in fact so much so that it's almost just as expensive as Manhattan.
Wow. Tell me how you're making Brooklyn cool.
Well, I work for a startup real estate company in some of the cooler areas of Brooklyn, such as Crown Heights.
Can you
Bushwick.
just explain to those of us who are less literate in technology? I don't know. What does a startup real estate company mean?
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah. How do you start? What does that mean?
Basically, it's basically like a real estate brokerage, except it's app-based.
Is it like a virtual real estate thing? Like you're not really going to live there, but you live in? Is it like real, or I don't know?
If only, but because then supply wouldn't be an issue.
Right,
But
right.
No, it's just an app-based sort of real estate brokerage. Not as much on the commercial end, which is it's more a little bit more traditional when it comes to the
Residential.
commercial stuff. But when it comes to the residential, it's all app-based.
So anyone looking to invest or purchase or live in, you want to give a little shtick? What's the website?
It's Nooklin.com.
Nooklin with an N.
Nooklin with an N.
Nooklin with an N.
Find your nook.
Find your nook. I like that. So let's get back to the reason for your being here. So you just dropped in on campus, right? Why are you here in Israel?
I'm here in Israel actually for my grandfather's 90th birthday. Both
Wow.
my grandfather and
Mazal
father.
tov.
Yes.
Mazal tov.
We should all be so lucky. He
Amen.
walks around, no problem.
And dancing his way through life.
Yeah, the big party's on Thursday night.
Big
Great.
party this Thursday night here in Herzliya. So you flew in with the family to spend time with your parents, and you dropped in on campus and said hello. And what are your thoughts on campus?
Well, some things change and some things don't change. There's certainly some new buildings, but Overs is still here, and there's a lovely music room here in this
That's
bomb
right.
shelter. We certainly didn't have that.
And of course, this radio station.
And this radio station.
That's right. Tell me something. So you were here 16 years ago. Why did you come to AMHSI if you remember it all 16 years ago?
I was recruited, and I remember, I didn't really have much going on for that summer. I was recruited. I cannot remember by the life of me who our recruiter was.
Mm-hmm.
West Palm Beach didn't really have a big presence at all. It was very much Boca, as I recall at the time.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty much the only person from West Palm Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed me the brochure. I read all about it. It seemed like a great thing to do, and
When you came.
I came.
That's amazing. And you came for the summer session.
I think she said it was like 60% women.
That's right.
So
That's right. We have a high
let's not lie.
women to men ratio.
Let's-
I've heard that, yeah, actually.
Yeah. Would you have joined if you heard that when you were in high school?
I don't know. That's a tough question.
It's a tough question because you wouldn't want that to get in the way of academics, right?
No.
Yeah. So you came 16 years ago. That was an interesting summer, right? Because it was the summer before the second Intifada.
It was the summer before the second Intifada.
And what else happened that summer?
More interestingly, or differently, that was the summer where Israel had pulled out of Lebanon,
Southern Lebanon,
and a bunch of the Lebanese soldiers sort of ran across
of the Christian militia, right?
Of the Christian
that
militia.
were allies with the IDF.
Some were Muslim, but I think mostly were Christian. They were allies of the IDF, and they ran across the border, basically followed the Israeli soldiers, and they became refugees.
Wow.
And where did the Israeli government put them?
AMHSI.
At the Mosenson campus.
Isn't that
Wow,
amazing?
that's crazy.
They were here on Alexander High School. They were playing here in the music room and and interviewing each other here at the station. No, I'm just kidding. They weren't, but that must have been crazy.
Well, actually, I didn't really spend any time with them. So they took our group and another group, and I guess there's a campus somewhere in Netanya, and they put us up in Netanya for the first 2 weeks of the Quinn.
So they took the Lebanese escapees, or whatever you want to call them, escaping from southern Lebanon with Israel's withdrawal. They put them here
put them
in
here.
our
That
dorms.
was their first place to
They
be.
got rid of the American high school kids. They put them in Netanya.
Well, there were some American high school kids who were hanging out with them.
Hanging out with the Lebanese.
Hanging out with the Lebanese refugees. I was
right.
on the beach in Netanya.
Awesome. No questions asked.
Definitely makes for a good story.
Makes for a very interesting story you had. And then, of course, once you left, then the Second Intifada began. That was in late September 29th, actually, my birthday, by the
perhaps
way.
why it began, maybe.
Maybe why. Who knows why? We don't really know why. We can speculate, and that's what people do, and that can drive you nuts. But speculation is speculation, and we don't want to assume. Tell me something. What was your defining moment? Sorry to get all heavy.
It's okay. No, it's okay. It's actually a very interesting question. I think that my aha moment came when, in our first week, we were given a questionnaire, actually, by our teacher, and this was kind of a smart move. I don't know if you guys still do this.
Mm-hmm.
We were given a questionnaire, had a bunch of questions. You know, do you want to keep kosher? Why not? Do you think it's important to marry another Jewish person? Why not? Do you think it's important to raise your children Jewish? And a whole host of other questions. They gave it to us, and, you know, we wrote what we wrote.
Right.
In the last week, in the last couple of days, they passed it back out to us with another one, a blank one, and the one that you had filled out. And then you had to say, you know, you didn't have to say it out loud, but, you know, you wanted to see if your answers had changed at all. Mine had changed a fair amount, I will say.
Really?
Yes.
For the better, or I mean?
For the better, yes. For the better. So I think that was my...
So you were like, no on everything, and then the second round, you're like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't that
You were
black and white,
transformed.
but yeah, it was quite a transformative trip for me. It was very transformative.
Wow.
I changed my eating habits. I certainly I haven't really dated a non-Jewish girl since.
Okay.
But you know.
Okay. Tell me something. A lot of the people that we work with are either students or recent alumni, so they're in high school, getting ready for college, and we know what's going on college campuses in the U.S. And then the other sector that we talk to, or maybe even interview on our show here, are parents of alumni, or older people who are donors, sitting on our boards, who come through. We give them the time to get interviewed. But you're kind of in the middle there. You're not married yet. You don't have kids. You're sort of focused in on your career. Where does Israel stand for your segment, for your target audience, for people like yourself? Do you guys care about Israel? Or are you just like, you know, I don't have kids yet. I'm past that age. I did my thing. Now I'm going to focus on career. And then when the time comes, I'll have kids, and then I'll send them to Israel too.
Well, you know, I think it runs the gamut. There's, you know, for every different person, you'll probably have a different answer, and a wordy answer at that. But, you know, for me, it's always been a very big thing in my family. So I've maintained a connection. But, you know, I can understand how when people get caught up with grad schools, whether it be med school, law school, or early in their careers, it's sort of tough to...
But you went to law school.
I did go to law school.
And Israel stayed important to you.
Israel stayed important to me. I was a member of Jewish groups.
Right.
And Jewish
so then what's the message in
Association.
that then? I mean, I think you just said it. I think it's that your family's tied in. They're involved. They're engaged. And so I think it's actually, you know, this is not just about the individual's involvement. This is actually a family thing. When I say family, I don't just mean the family unit, you and your parents. I mean the Jewish people as a family. We all need to be engaged.
Well, the question that you ask is, you know, something that I think people from all the different organizations, from Birthright, from Federation, from JNF, they have this discussion probably on a daily basis. So it's a much bigger question than that. So, you know, it's the kind of thing where everybody sort of needs to put their heads together.
Right.
And
but I definitely think it starts at the home.
It 100% starts.
Your parents taught you, your grandparents teach you, your grandfather's here, right? They're involved in Jewish life and projects here in Israel, and so you learn from that. And it's kind of role modeling, and God willing, you'll do the same for your kids.
100%.
Wonderful. Last question for you: what is Zionism today?
Zionism, I can't speak for all Zionism, but I can say that to me, Zionism has always been preservation of the state of Israel. If you think about it, was it Abba Eben?
Abba Eben.
He called Israel the third temple. And for me, that has always been what Zionism is. Straight up, I don't have to say
So doing what we got to do to keep things going, right? Make sure that we are home and that what happened twice before doesn't happen again.
Exactly.
This is our third